Okay, so if you watched the previous video or one of the previous videos, we did an update or a little recap, not an update, a little recap on what the hell happened in Fourth Wing, and we're going to do a similar really short update of what the hell happened in Iron Flame before we go on to read Onyx Storm, bearing in mind this is like a really like succinct summary, so I'm not going to be going over the nitty-gritty granular detail, and if you want that, then there's other videos out there that are much longer and talk about it for much longer, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing like a really condensed version that would be like 15 to 20 minutes where you can just just listen in, know the main points but not know everything. If you want to know everything, there's other videos for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, watch somebody else's video, because I'm just trying to do my due diligence and check that I know like the main plot points, so that when I go on to reading Onyx Storm, we've got that, because there's plenty of people out there that have made 3-hour long videos or like 20 episode long podcasts about just the book, and you can also read a chapter by chapter summary on like Google, like give that a quick search. Or you could just go ahead and like read the book back. But now I'm going to take you away back into my little diagram situation, and shall see you soon. Okay, so let's revisit what we already know. So Navarre, still at war, it's still happening. But according to what we know, it's kind of a propaganda machine, because leadership is focused on griffins and griffin flyers being the reason, but Violet, our protagonist, where is she? Our protagonist knows the truth, and that the real threat is actually not the griffin flyers, but actually the Venin. They are threatening Navarre, even though nobody believes that, whatever. And Venin are magical creatures who have gone full dark mode and are feeding on the magical energy that is required for everything. She learns this firsthand through an ambush where she and Xaden, her enemies to lover, love interest, whatever, witness Venin attacking villages and draining innocent people of their power to grow stronger. So now the rebellion isn't just brewing, it's basically boiling over. In Iron Flame, we're introduced to new regions, new threats, new alliances, which shift the balance of power. Violet returns to Basgiath, which is like the Hogwarts school, basically, of this universe. And she's there for her second year, but the riders who were at Athbane in the last book, so that's where the whole thing went down, where she found out about the Venin taking over, trying to get things, attacking villages, are being hunted. She discovers that the revolutionary town of Eritrea, I don't know how to say it, whatever it's called, has an unpowered wardstone, and she is now making it her mission to learn how to activate a ward to protect against the Venin. At the same time, Xaden is working on building a forge in Eritrea, which is capable of smelting daggers that can kill Venin. So from the aftermath of Fourth Wing, when we last saw Violet, her world had basically just imploded. She'd survived the Riders Quadrant. Sorry, this is getting too much for me. But she had not only just bonded with one dragon, she had bonded with two, one being Tan and the other being Andana, who was a baby golden rare dragon. And she discovered the truth about Venin. And supposedly her brother, Brennan, who's supposed to be, like, dead, turned out not dead. That's not how you draw that smiley face, is it? No, it's not. You're supposed to do, oh my goodness, you're supposed to do the eyes and then the, like, face. Anyway, it turns out he's not dead. He's alive, and he's embedded in the rebellion, even though it's believed that the rebellion is people that killed him, and Go back to the first video to see any of that. So great little family reunion there. But anyway, now Violet is caught between her duty to Navarre and her loyalty to her family, and her feelings for Xaden Ryerson, the broody rebellion leader who's infuriating but supposedly extremely irresistible. And let's just say that tension only gets thicker for her in Iron Flame. An example is that Xaden has these secret missions putting him at odds with what Violet believes, so she thinks that he's not loyal, and they have very heated arguments about this as the battle grows. Violet has come a long way from being that little fragile girl at the start who struggled to climb the gauntlet. In Iron Flame, she's stronger, smarter, more determined than ever, but of course the challenges keep coming. From venom attacks to political schemes, Violet has to navigate a minefield of danger while mastering her unique abilities. She teams up with her squad mates, one of which includes a new character that's introduced, which is Arik, and we find out that he is actually secretly King Tori's son. Now, you may think, why didn't we mention the royal family before? It's because it wasn't really important in Fourth Wing, but it seems like it's going to become more important. To be honest, it wasn't even that important in Iron Flame, but it might be something to note in Onyx Storm. And they basically have to steal 2 journals from a royal vault that were written by the first 6, Lyra and Warwick. Or Warwick, I don't know. These journals are basically supposed to hold the key to building the wardstones, but their activities are discovered and Lyra's journal is taken. Dane, where the hell is he? I'm just going to cross him out because I'm not a big fan of Dane. Sorry to that. Dane ultimately helps, so he kind of redeems himself, so I guess I'll do that. Maybe just a partial cross out. He kind of redeems himself because he helps them escape, along with Xaden and Garrick, and they go to Aratia. Garrick's not on here. Did I not circle Xaden? I called him Jaden then. He's linked to Violet all the way over here, okay? This is just becoming a scary mess now. At Aratia, Violet uses Andana's time-bending magic to save the rebels from a venom ambush, but she worked tirelessly to power up a wardstone using Warwick's journal. Just as she succeeds, the venom launch a massive attack, revealing that the stakes are actually higher than anyone even imagined. Now let's talk about relationships, because Rebecca Yaris is messing with everybody's hearts out there. Violet and Xaden's romance is supposed to be even more complicated. Xaden reveals his secret second signet that he can sense people's intentions. Now, if you remember from the first book, I didn't mention this, but if you are something known as an intrinsic, you're basically taken out. Like, they just straight up kill you because they don't know if they're going to be able to control you, and you can manipulate other people, hear other people's thoughts, etc., etc. There are some caveats to this. For example, people like Dane, if they believe that they can control them, and the fact that Dane can only read people's memories is if he touches them, he's basically, what's that guy from the Volturi called in Twilight? What's that guy called? Arrow. He's basically like Arrow from Twilight, okay, if you want a comparison. Not that there's any comparison, but whatever. So they feel like they can control it, but Violet feels betrayed because she's like, how the hell do you know that? And does anything we have, was it ever trust-based? Because la la la. Anyway, she's having a little whiny moment. The only time I was actually a little bit annoyed with her. So yeah, we have some added layers of trust there. Some trust issues, and it's not just about romance. Friendships are tested. Violet's trust in her comrades like Dane is constantly wavering. She doesn't really know who to trust anymore. But there's also a surprising alliance, because Griffin Flyer cadets also join the rebellion. So they're part of this. These people, they're all part of it, and we're having to create alliances with them, even though we originally thought that they were the bad ones. So it brings some much needed reinforcements, and they forge Xaden builds becomes a turning point in the fight against the venom. Of course, there's got to be some major plot twists. It wouldn't be an Emphirium book if there wasn't some plot twist. Violet's mother, General Sorengale, secretly gives Violet Lyra's journal, revealing her deep conflicted wish to actually protect her daughters. I forgot to mention, there's another daughter, there's a sister. I'm not really mentioning her. It's not that she's not important, she's actually very nice, but I'm trying to give a very condensed version of what happened in this book, and to be honest, she doesn't need to be in it for that. And then there's a final battle. Jack turns venom. Yeah, do you remember Jack Barlow, who I cannot not visualize as Jack Harlow, and he destroys Navarre's wardstones. So really, he is playing both the fields. It's very confusing because we're led to believe that leadership basically planted Jack, so they saved his life, turned him venom, kind of, planted him in the venom so that he could report back to them, but then he's the one that breaks down Navarre's wardstone, leading to a massive battle. So Jack Harlow, no, we don't like you. Or Jack Barlow, we don't like you. I don't think we've ever liked you, but whatever. Then what happens? There's a battle against the Wyvern, and then Brennan mends the wardstone, but it takes apparently 7 types of dragons to power it, which is why they weren't able to do it the first time. And that's when Violet discovers that Andana is a 7th breed of dragon. So up until now, they just thought there were 6 breeds of dragon. Actually, there's 7. There's also heartbreak, of course. General Sorrengail sacrifices herself to save Violet, ambushing the wardstone with her power. The wards are then raised, but the book ends with a chilling plot twist because Violet notices a red tinge around Xaden's eyes, which is a telltale sign of someone turning venom. Now, I've had multiple discussion about this, and this is giving the Titanic situation all over again. Because really, did Xaden need to get involved? Probably not. And it's like the whole, there was enough space on the door for both of them, is giving that. It really is giving that. But anyway, so just when you think that you can breathe, Rebecca Yarros hits you with a cliffhanger, and the rebellion's fate is uncertain, which I assume is where we're going to pick up in Onyx Storm. And we're also left on edge about Xaden's condition, because is he venom, and can he fight his instinct to just want to consume all the energy, and he's supposed to be connected to Violet. I don't really know. It'll make you want to scream. But I guess that's what this series is all about. So this was a really quick recap on what the hell is happening in Iron Flame, and what you need to know for Onyx Storm. I'm gonna release another video which is the top 10 things to remember, but really this is all you need to know. So I hope this helped. Okay, bye.